right when he thought Baker Mayfield's time in Cleveland was done and we are all moving on and, let bygones be bygones, that's a wrap. Jason Lloyd of The Athletic had a report out over the weekend that said the Browns viewed Baker Mayfield as childish, immature, difficult to coach, a locker room divider, etc., etc., etc. So the Browns apparently, the reporting there, not done with the corpse that was Baker Mayfield's time in Cleveland. Now we're finding out more, and this goes back to a Chris Mortensen report from a couple of months ago where he alluded to something similar. Baker Mayfield, I guess, was not a fan of that initial report, so I'm assuming he won't be a fan of this report either as they go in on Baker Mayfield, even after he's gone. So there it is. Fun stuff there for Baker Mayfield.
So why wait until now to release these types of articles? See, to me,
you don't want to hurt his trade value.
That's classic hating, and that could be a tad bit of trader's remorse, to be honest. Like, you generally hate on things that you like for some reason. Don't know why, but I don't like the feel of it. I don't like the tone of it. And for what it's worth, it's like that dude has gone through enough already with dealing with how things have been handled in Cleveland. And I would venture to say a whole bunch of players have had to endure a lot with dealing with the way Cleveland handles things. And you know what? Like, the dude is gone. Like, why come out with reports like that? It's like, I just find it, that's lowbrow to me, man.
I don't get it either. I mean, one, the Browns are just as much to blame for the situation they put themselves in. Like, they can be mad at Baker all they want for maybe his actions or how they acted. You drafted him number 1 overall. Like, you signed up for that. So it's not like you don't go through a ton of due diligence to draft the number 1 player overall in the draft. You did that. So you can't complain about the personality of someone where, you had plenty of evidence, whether it's a crotch grab in Lawrence, Kansas, or wherever he got, arrested over and trying to run away from cops and lugs. Like, you had all that information, and with even more than that. So you can't sit there and, point the finger at someone else. Like, you drafted him there. So why are you complaining about it? And, oh, by the way, all he did was win Offensive Rookie of the Year, set a touchdown passing record his rookie year. He took you to the playoffs. He won you a game there. I mean, it's not like he didn't bring you a lot when it was all said and done and helped change the course of the franchise. And then he played banged up for you last year, and you didn't appreciate that. So I'm on the side of Baker here. I mean, it seems like, if you were to call him being immature, it almost seems like whether it's Jimmy Haslam or whoever else is behind it, leaking this stuff out, that's more of the immature move here. Like, these two sides have been on, going their separate ways for a while now. What's the need for the parting shots? I mean, the last thing you want is for him to come back and beat you week 1 if he becomes the starter, and you guys got to play them now. You're probably not going to have your starter, the guy that you want to move on to. So I don't see this so much as, to me, being like a Baker Mayfield thing. He's always been what he's been as a player, and there's people who love that, and there's people who maybe don't. Obviously, it sounds like the Browns got fatigued by some of those antics, but it's how a lot of times I see it as it's how he motivates himself. It's how he kind of creates some of that fire sometimes. But I don't understand. I don't think Baker did anything wrong in this case.
That's the confusing part.
Yeah.
Like, why do that now? Like, just come on.
I don't know.
They be doubling down on the stupidity.
It's Cleveland.
It's reported. Now it's reported we were tired of the childishness. Like, come on, man. That is childish. That is childish in itself.
If say Deshaun Watson, he decided, hey, I want to go to Atlanta, which was, the report was that was the team that he was most likely going to sign with until Cleveland came in with this big offer. If Atlanta had, countered and given him a better offer, or Carolina had guaranteed the final 2 years of the 4-year deal, which I guess was what Carolina backed away from because they wanted it fully guaranteed, Are the Browns not coming back to Baker Mayfield, kissing his ass, trying to get him to be their quarterback next year? Like, are they? Because he was pissed when the report from Mortensen came out, when he found out that the Browns were going to meet with Deshaun Watson. He was upset about it, just like Matt Ryan was when he found out about it. Had Deshaun Watson not signed with the Cleveland Browns, this childish, immature, quote-unquote, locker room divider, they would have been kissing his ass to try and get him to come back and be their starting quarterback next year. Because what would have been their other option? Jacoby Brissett? What would have been the other option there? So
the same options, the same options they have right now.
Yeah, God, man, what an awful offseason for that team. It's just terrible through and through. What an awful offseason, the way they handled all of that. Because the where they're at with Baker Mayfield, that's their doing, because they let it get out publicly that they were going to go meet and talk with Deshaun Watson.
Well, why not just let it go, right?
I agree.
You guys, they got a lot more they have to worry about and focus their attention on than the former starting quarterback of their team. Like, honestly, that's a quote you could have did without, because that's one of those reports. That's one of those leak reports where you start to look at Cleveland and you be like, Cleveland, hold up now, hold on, because there's a lot of people that have never worked for Cleveland, have never played for Cleveland, have never been really associated with Cleveland, and knows how bad of an organization or how badly ran that organization is. So it's like, you're going to come out like, is that the pot calling the kettle black? Like, what, like, how exactly are people going to interpret you guys? You know, like, how about how childish you guys handle things? How about how unprofessionally you guys handle things? How about how dumb you guys look doing a big-ass contract with a guy that is in a situation where he hasn't played ball and could possibly not play ball for an extended amount of time? Like, you have other owners around the league calling you morons. Like, relax on like parting shots like that. Like, you could do without. That's all I'm saying. Like, clean up your image. Don't continue to make it worse. Yeah.
Just take the high road, man.
Take the high road.
Yeah.
You guys have talked to Baker Mayfield. Is he a bad guy?
Not at all.
I don't know him well enough to call him bad or good. I had a good experience with him. But that doesn't mean that he, that is what it is. Like, I spoke to him one time. But that's not the point. The point is, he could be the worst dude in the world, and that is what it is. Cleveland didn't have to do that. That's all I'm saying. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Browns have clearly identified, don't be childish, don't have a bad attitude, but if you've got, 60 to 70 different massage therapists, come on in.
That's acceptable. And we'll make you the highest paid player in the history of the game.
And we'll reward you for it. So that is that's the way of the Browns, apparently.
In fact, maybe we need to figure out why this is such a phenomenon.
No kidding.
Geez.